And we want to get back to our discussion on race relations in the United States. Plus, Pastor R.C. Blakes Jr. joins me now live from New Orleans, and you run several churches in the South. And just in reading about how you've handled security in those areas, I was startled to learn that you had already started to enhance security long before this incident. Why? Why did you think that your parishioners might be in danger?
Well, our churches have always been predominantly in urban areas, impoverished urban areas, and it was just wise stewardship of leadership to make certain that people are safe. And thank God that we've never really had any major incident.
Yeah, and as you said, thank God for that. And given the context in which your communities, the context your communities face, you know, I was interested to hear from people in Charleston yesterday telling me, look, we can't put this down to this being one crazy person and perpetrating an act. They said context is so vitally important. I mean, Pastor Blakes, what would you say to people around the world about that, about the race relations and the context in which you and your parishioners find yourselves in?
Well, in our ministry, you know, we are strong advocates of peace and racial reconciliation. We intentionally seek to integrate the congregation. We just believe that it is the best way, and in our world, it's God's way. So we teach racial reconciliation, but at the same time, we are responsible enough to make certain that the events of these last few days do not repeat themselves in our congregation, and hopefully in no other congregation.
Is there a key that you see here, something that would help heal the nation, as it definitely does need to be healed at this point? You know, it was extraordinary to see family members of the victims already forgiving the perpetrator here. What do you think would help?
I think that leaders, in particularly clergy, politicians, I even think the media plays a major part in the healing of the land. And by that I mean we have to begin to send a message of reconciliation, love, forgiveness, so that one crazy guy that has a motive or an agenda does not influence a nation or world even to believe that this is black against white. I refuse to accept that. I refuse to believe that. Whenever we've seen racial situations, in particularly here in the United States of America in the South, during the Civil Rights Movement, white people were as involved as black. Even with the recent incidents of police brutality, we've seen white people who have protested as well as black. So this is not a black-white issue. This is one crazy guy. This is good against bad. And I believe that we have to promote a message of healing, a message of love, a message of reconciliation and peace, so that we keep the psyche of the people in a healthy place.
When we talk about the environment that this perpetrator was in, though, has it been too permissive? Have you seen the environment around your churches in your communities change, meaning it was too divisive when it came to race relations and not progressive enough?
Oh, I absolutely believe that. And I am a proponent, as I just said, of racial reconciliation and you know, just bringing the races together. I think we became a lot too comfortable with the black church, the white church, and really in the context of Christianity, there is no such thing as a black church or a white church, but there are black congregations and white congregations. And I think we've become too comfortable in our own little, you know, zone, so to speak, and we've not intentionally crossed the aisle in political terms to reach out to our white brothers and sisters. And likewise, I think the church has to take on a face now that is more of a rainbow as opposed to black or white.
That's certainly a good point that you make there, but what do you think would be the catalyst? It seems like after every tragic event, and whether it's in the context of police brutality or a tragic event like this, what will be the catalyst to get that reconciliation going?
I have to take responsibility.
I'm sorry, as you can see there, we have lost Pastor Blakes, unfortunately, but a very persuasive and hopeful message coming from him of reconciliation.